Hi crafters, this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter. I'm using the Memories to Cherish die set from Tonic Studios here to create a mini album. In this video you're going to see the foundation of what will be the cover and the spine pieces, as well as how I begin adding pages. Using one of the die set pieces, I've cut out 2 pages here, and as you can tell there are 2 sides of it that you can then fold over to create the spine of your book. I'm going to adhere those. You can see there that they're approximately about 4¼ inches tall. That's going to be the spine of the book. And here I'm just cutting down also the pieces that will add the pages to the interior of the book. I do have separate videos showing you how to create this spine piece that goes inside of any mini album. This mini album collection happens to include the piece that will cut this out for you. What I do is to cut it down so that it will fit the inside of my book and also allow me to add the pages. As you see here, it will be slightly shorter than the spine of the book, so I cut them down to maybe about 1/4 inch shorter than the actual height of the spine. This way it won't show on the outside. And I now can just overlap these 2 pieces. This is going to create the foundation of the book. And what I did here is I allowed myself about 1/4 inch distance from the fold of the second piece of paper. And this is going to ensure that I can add the spine to my book, be able to close and open my book with all of the pages on the inside once I add them. But at the same time, it's going to give me about a 2-inch wide spine, so that way I can fit any interactive elements that I'll be adding into this mini album. And what I do here is that I ensure that it is even top to bottom before I press onto this cardstock. It happens to be 110-pound cardstock, so that I can have a sturdy book. And here on the little spine pieces, I also cut away about a 45-degree angle just on the little pieces that will be adhering onto the actual pages of the book. This also ensures that they're not showing on the outside of the border of the page. I just happen to cut this in a dark gray, but you could certainly add these in the same color as the base of your book if you wanted to. And I am using really strong adhesive. The best glue that you can use will either be I would recommend either Nuvo from Tonic Studios. They make a really excellent adhesive. You can also use Barely Art's glue or art glitter glue. Any one of those are glues that I just have used throughout the years, and I highly recommend them. They give really good tack. And as you can see here, I did end up using 2 of those pieces. And now I'm measuring the outside of the spine of my book, and I'm taking another piece of 110-pound cardstock that I'm going to cut down to the same height and width of that spine, so that way I can double it up. And I'm again using wet adhesive to go ahead and give this a nice sturdy spine, because that will be what will take on the most weight in a mini album. So I highly recommend you always double up. I'm also going to use again 110-pound cardstock to double up both the front and back covers. So it is up to you whether or not you can cut this out using different colored papers. I like to begin with the 110-pound cardstock whenever possible to create a sturdy book. And I did hide a little magnet in between these 2 pages because of the type of closure I'll be using in this mini album. And then of course I ensure that this is stuck very well using my bone folder, and I'll do the same thing with the back cover. I invite you to watch the rest of these videos. I'm going to be showing you step by step how I add all of the pages and then different elements. I'll be using a paper collection that I'll write the name down below, but I believe it was from Paper Studio, and I think I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. And it has some really beautiful colors. I had a lot of this left over from a different project and decided to use it on this book as well. And this die set has a lot of layering pieces that you can use, so I took advantage of that. It has some really beautiful edges, both a beveled edge and also a stippled edge that you can use. So to begin, I am going to be adding these matching panels both on the front and back covers. So it's super easy to match them up because they are meant to fit perfectly in this book. While you're here, don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and also click on the notification bell so you can follow along with all of my tutorials. This paper also had some beautiful gold foiling that I wanted to showcase, and the other great thing about using the dies is that you can place them on top of the paper wherever you like. In this case it was 12-inch paper, but I selected the areas that I wanted to showcase in this mini album, and I was quite happy with that. Here you see me applying the adhesive only on one edge of the page that I will be adding inside of the mini album. What I've done is I use the same exact size as the covers, and I applied wet adhesive to the actual paper, but I did have the double-sided adhesive already on the little spine pieces there. So what I did was to remove the double-sided adhesive cover, and then as you see there, adding the liquid glue to that one edge. I will be repeating this a total of 8 times. To begin with, I'm only doing one side of the page, so it will look as if I'm skipping. But what I'm doing here is, you can see, is I'm removing that backing and then applying the wet adhesive and then placing my page down. And my goal here is to make sure that they're all lined up one with the other before I add the second page that's going to go on top. And you'll see why. I intend on creating pages with pockets on the top of the mini album, and this is why I'm applying the base or foundation pages in this manner. And of course, if you're following along, you're going to want to give yourself time for the page to dry. Now here I am only applying adhesive on 3 sides of this page. I'm facing it toward you, but this is actually going to be the bottom of the page, and then I try to make sure it lines up on the outermost edge first, and then on the bottom where it has the glue, and then finally on the side closest to the mini album. You can see there. Please follow along with the rest of the videos, and I hope to see you be inspired and be blessed. Thanks for watching.